Hey everybody, welcome to the second video for our new consultant bootcamp. Basically our second video session in the 14-day training. I hope you found some usefulness in video number 1 and have done homework. The homework was specifically in place to really help you get started and grow. And so it's not just busy work, it's very relevant. I really appreciate all of you that shared your why on the August Launchpad page and your short story. Good job. And we will have a participation raffle, and I will post it on the page. You're going to get a $10 Starbucks gift card. So good job. So today we're going to be talking about a few things, and I'm going to start off with the big business launch, or the BBL. When you first start off in Rodan & Fields, you really should have 2 BBLs in the first month that you sign up, and then another one the next month. It's a good way to get a lot of people to hear the information all at the same time. There's no reason why you can't do more than 2 or 3. I have them occasionally, but we do a lot of biz ops, etc. Locally here. You can have your upline go with you to help you, or to model how BBLs go for the first time, but you can also manage it on your own. You know more than anybody else in that room knows anyway. A BBL is a great launch for your business. It's a way to share information to your network fast, and it's also a surefire way to get to EC, which is your first promotion. Usually takes about 3 to 4 orders to get to EC or 600 PSQB. When I first had my first BBL, I had to do it by myself. And yeah, I was nervous and I was a little bit scared and intimidated, but I just went for it and it was fine. And no, I didn't know everything I was supposed to say. I just winged it and it worked. But today, in this training session, we're going to be giving you a lot of tips so you don't have to wing it. Part of your homework for this session is going to be to schedule a BBL for yourself for this month. No excuses. Don't overthink it. Don't make it too complicated. And don't be scared. If your upline's not local, they can still help you. You can use Skype. I've done that a few times. It works out great. And if your upline is local, you can invite them to come along and help you out. Basically, we follow a format called BPPO when we're doing BBLs, and we're going to get into what that means today as well. This will help you stay on track and organized while you're sharing at your business launch. So first, let's start off with invitations. So there's a ton of ways to invite to a BBL. You can create a Facebook event. You can have paper invites from Target or Rite Aid or wherever. You can use invitations or flyers that you create in the communications corner, which is in Pulse. If you log into Pulse, it's over on the far right-hand top corner, like underneath your name. It says Comms Corner. If you go there, there's all sorts of flyers and invitations that you can edit with your own personal information, like when and where and what the date is, and the location, and you can print those out. There's a super great website too called www.bigteamtools.com, and that site is approved of by Rodan & Fields and has a lot of super cute invitations to events. So if you're not super impressed with the Comms Corner, which they're pretty impressive and they're free, you can go to Big Team Tools and you can, I think it's around $20 to get invitations, and you can get them digitally or you can get them sent to you in mail. You need to invite a lot of people to a BBL, and you don't want to send out a mass like spam email to 500 people or anything like that. Maybe about 50 people, but you want to definitely make it a little bit personal, and you're going to need to follow up. Remember, I told you you're going to hear that word a lot. Follow up. Fortune's in the follow-up. So choose 50 people and choose the invitation strategy that you're going to use and go for it. People want to feel special, and you really want them to come. So here's a few ways that you can make them feel like you really want them there when you follow up. You can ask them what sort of wine they like so that you can make sure to have it on hand, or what kind of sparkling water they like so you can make sure to have that on hand. You can tell them that you're really looking forward to seeing them. You can tell them that you really appreciate them coming and supporting your business. You can tell them that you're going to be giving out freebies at the event. I usually would give out mini facials So typically at a BBL, people sign up for a regimen, and so giving them a mini facial gives them exposure to some products that they wouldn't otherwise have tried. The people who don't show up to your event or can't show up, don't worry about it. You're going to have another one, and you can invite them to that. There's all sorts of things that you can continually invite people to, whether they're business opportunities, whether they're opportunity calls that have been pre-recorded, virtual Facebook events, local events that your upline is hosting. So don't fret. There's always something to invite them to. And don't try and accommodate all people with a day and a time. It's just never going to happen. So just choose a day and time that works for you and go for it. And don't cancel your event if only one person's coming. You never know what that one person can do. They might be your first consultant. They might order $500 as a preferred customer. They might have a huge network of resources and family in Canada or Australia or Michigan or Tennessee, which are all interested in becoming involved with Rodan and Fields in some capacity. So don't cancel just because one or two people are coming. I'm going to post some reach out language in the file section of the August launch page, so you'll have access to that as well. So here are top 10 keys to reaching out. First of all, be genuine. Be you. You can't be anybody else, and when you try to be other people, it doesn't come across right. So just be genuine and be you. Compliment them. We get to choose who we do this business with, so tell them why you thought of them. Be honest. Don't be afraid when you don't know the answer to something. You have a huge team of support with all of us to help you figure it out. And actually, that makes you sound more genuine anyway when you don't have all the answers to everything. Number 4, don't consider it a no unless they actually say no. And that usually means not right now. Number 5, tiny, which stands for their interest, not yours. Relay all the information that you have to offer and share how it can be of benefit to them. And that's why listening and asking questions is really important, because you can find out kind of where Rodan and Fields might fit into their life and how it can help them. Number 6, the fortune is in the follow-up. You aren't stalking them, and if you are, stop. We're here to create a great experience and give them information so that they can make the best decision for them. From the National Sales Executive Association, I want to let you know that there are some stats that they put out. 2% of people say yes on the first reach out. 3% say yes on the second reach out. 5% say yes on the third reach out. 10% say yes on the fourth reach out. And 80% say yes on the 5th through the 12th reach out. When I was first starting in Rodan and Fields, I kept tally marks by people's names, so I kind of had an idea of where I was at with them. Believe me, some people take a lot more than 12 reach outs, but typically it's right around the 8 to 12 mark. And that made me feel better when they maybe didn't respond right away, because I would think in my head, well, that was just the third reach out. It's okay. And I would keep going. Number 7, don't take it personally. When they don't respond or text you back or like your Facebook post, it is not about you. They are just in their own world and they're consumed with their busy lives as well, and it's not personal. Number 8, the takeaway. So if you do talk to somebody and they tell you that they're just really not interested, you can still have a takeaway with them. Well, okay, this might not be a good fit for you, but who do you know that's looking for an extra source of income? Or who do you know that might be interested in some awesome skincare products? So it doesn't have to end with them telling you no. You can do a takeaway and try to get some other contacts to reach out to. Number 9, don't forget who you're looking for. It's really, you're looking for a best fit, whether it's, well, you're looking to determine what's the best fit for them, whether it's being a consultant or a preferred customer or maybe a referral. We don't want anybody on our team that doesn't want to be here. And number 10, don't prejudge. Everybody on your list will also be on somebody else's list. It doesn't feel good when they're welcomed onto somebody else's team. So share the gift and believe what it is and allow them to make the decision. Don't decide for them because you never asked them. Okay, so once again, some reach out specific language will be posted on the page in the file section at the top of the August launch page. And now we're going to get into the actual event. So we use the term BPPO to refer to the way we share about the business at BBLs, in person or at one-on-ones with people when you're meeting them for coffee or something, or at business opportunities. Team Give has put together a BPPO video that I'll also post on the page so you can hear how it's described by leaders on Team Give. When I was first starting, I told you that I had to do my BBL by myself, and I would, after that first one, because it was sort of a surprise that I was going to be doing it by myself, but after that first one, I had to do the rest of them by myself, and I basically watched this BPPO video over and over and over again to just hear the language a lot, and it really helped me solidify my BBL presentation. The important thing is you don't have to remember every single word and regurgitate it word for word. It's okay. If you forget something, they don't even know. Believe me, I've forgotten many of things at business launches. Becky Chapman will tell you, and Ovita, but it's okay. The people there don't even know. So B in the BPPO stands for brand. And when you talk about the brand, you talk about how Doctors Katie Rodan and Kathy Fields are still, they're the doctors that created Proactiv back in the 90s. And they they were trained at Stanford, and they're still practicing down in the Bay Area as dermatologists. And their dream and passion was to bring clinical skincare to the masses. And only a small portion of the population has acne. And so they really recognized when other people would come into their practices for dermatological assistance, they realized that there are so many other issues out there. And so people would say to them, well, good job with the acne, but what about sun damage? And what about rosacea? And what about eczema and sensitive skin and fine lines and wrinkles? And so they developed Rodan and Fields dermatologists. And they started off in the department stores like Nordstrom's and Macy's and high-end department stores. And they partnered with Estee Lauder. And they were the number one, because Estee Lauder is really pretty and it's packaged and it looks good and smells good, but it's not clinically effective. And so Reverse was their clinical effective line in Nordstrom's, and it was the number one seller in 2007-8. So at that point in time, they realized the power of their products, and it wasn't quite what Proactiv had done. And so with the rise of social media and the downturn in the economy and the fact that people started shopping online a lot more, they decided to pull out of retail and go into direct sales. They wanted to give men and women the opportunity to own their own company, be their own boss, and create their own financial future, and they knew the power of word of mouth. It was the first time ever that an established retail brand pulled out of retail and went into direct sales. But they also knew that if they were going to go into direct sales, they had to redefine this whole direct sales channel, because people were a little bit beaked out about, parties and inventory and paperwork and all those kinds of things. And people like us don't have time to do all that, and we don't want to do all that. So they redefined how our businesses would be, and they said it's not going to be a party plan. Don't have party quotas where you have to have 15 parties a month. Don't have sales quotas. Don't have to have inventory, and you don't have to do paperwork, and you don't have to make deliveries. So today, Rodan Fields has had triple-digit growth since entering the direct selling industry annually. We're the second largest premium skincare brand in the U.S., following only Clinique, and we're number one in the anti-aging brand and the number one premium acne brand. We're also the number one fastest growing premium skincare brand in the U.S. for the past 6 years and running. And all of those statistics are from Euromonitor International. So P stands for products, and I'm not going to go into all of the different regimens and how I describe that at a BBL, because you can listen to the video and get that, and I don't want this video to be forever long. But basically, in the P section of a BBL, you just describe the 4 main regimens: the men's regimen, acute care, the AmpMD roller, and then I usually talk a little bit about the essentials line and the microdermabrasion paste and the eye cream, etc. P, the second P, stands for press. And basically this is where we're going to talk about The fact that Rodan & Fields receives more free press than any other skincare company and more than the top 10 direct selling companies combined. Rodan & Fields doesn't pay any advertising fees, and we rely solely on customer testimony. And our doctors are the most quoted dermatologists in the world. We're recognized as the second largest premium skincare brand in the US after Clinique, and they're the fastest growing skincare brand of its kind. We've been recognized by Forbes magazine, the Business Opportunity, and the doctors have been. And we received the 2013 Stevie Award for Consumer Product of the Year, the same award that Apple talks about. The same award that Apple got, sorry. So that's just a little bit about press. And O stands for opportunity. We basically share that it's truly never better. Now is the time to get started, basically. That every city and state in the US and Canada is completely unsaturated, and we're continuing with our global expansion into Australia next year. This is their opportunity to be one of the first. It's a turnkey business, so you can build a business and make a profit in just a few months. There's no inventory, there's no shipping. And you get to leverage the doctor's brand, which is the most recognized brand in the skincare industry, and tap into the incredible resources that our corporate offices provided for us, all the training that we get. The compensation plan is designed to make you money right away, earn back your investment in the first couple of months, and begin building your long-term residual income. And this can be whatever you want it to be. It could be a shameless shoe fund, it could be your mortgage payment, it could be your retirement plan, or your plan A. Another thing I often say at BBLs in the opportunity section is that they have an opportunity to become a consultant because they recognize all of what I just said, and that they would like to have some extra money in their pocket, in their bank account, and get their own products at wholesale. Or maybe they have all the money in the world and they just would prefer to be a preferred customer and get 10% off and free shipping and know that they have a 60-day guarantee, money back guarantee. Or maybe they have perfect skin and they don't need any money, but they might know some people that need one of those two things, and they could be a referral source for us. Also, sometimes at BBLs, new consultants are willing to pay the preferred customer fee for the people that did show up. And so I might say that. But typically what I'll do is I'll talk to whoever we're doing the launch with and find out what they're willing to offer. Sometimes it's a free mini facial raffle. Sometimes it's an essential product. It could be whatever you want. So there's other things that you also need to invite to besides BBLs. There's business opportunities, like I mentioned earlier, and virtual Facebook events and recorded opportunity calls. These all are income producing activities. So you really need to take advantage of them when they're offered. And remember, don't take it personally if people don't come. It's okay. Just keep inviting. So Facebook, a little bit about Facebook or Instagram. For me personally, Facebook has been a huge business builder for me. I think I probably have gotten 75-80% of my preferred customers via Facebook. Although sometimes people don't respond to my posts, I know they're watching. Many times I've had people message me out of the blue and say, okay, I'm ready. And I didn't even know they were thinking about it because they've never liked or commented on anything. So you never know what post is going to click for them. And maybe they woke up in the morning and looked extra tired and were like, I've had it. I'm going to get that redefined regimen I've been thinking about for a while. I try to post about 3 times a week on Facebook. I typically will post a Transformation Tuesday and a Freebie Friday. And then at some point during the week, I post some sort of a business post about joining me in business. But I also put personal stuff on Facebook. So the great vacation I just took, the new car I just bought, the fact that my kid's going to Chico, or that my kids got straight A's last semester, or that my dog is super cute and look how cute he is. So you want to mix it up. You want to make sure people see that you're just not all Rodan & Fields, or they'll start tuning you out and not paying attention. So you definitely want to mix it up with other things, maybe a quote that you really resonate with, or a picture that's a beautiful sunset. Those kinds of things, you just want to mix it up. 3-way calls, Facebook posts, reaching out, Instagram posts, signing up new PCs, signing up new consultants, handing out mini facials, inviting people to BBLs, virtual events, one-on-one conversations, or biz ops. These are all income producing activity. So decide your schedule for these things. Like I said earlier, I do about 3 Facebook posts a week, a Transformation Tuesday, a Freebie Friday, and a business post. Decide what you're going to do and then be consistent with it. I also do 25 reach outs a week, with at least 5 of them being new and the rest of them being typically follow-up. So you can decide what your reach outs are going to be. And yeah, sometimes life happens and gets in the way and I don't get those 25 reach outs done. But I have it as a goal and I try to stick to it as closely as possible. Some of the people that I've been talking to that I've signed up as preferred customers or consultants, I've talked to for a couple of years before they jumped on board. So follow-up, fortune is in the follow-up. Have you heard that before? I hope that's sticking. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how you make money. So everything we've talked about so far is activities that are going to get you the money. But let's talk a little bit about how exactly you make the money, like how it's broken down. So CRP. So this is your consultant replenishment program. You can have it on or off, but if it's off and you forget to order something that's equal to 100 in sales volume, you're risking leaving money on the table. That's why most of us leave it on. All businesses require an investment. Lots of direct sale companies are coming under fire from the DSA, Direct Sales Association, because there isn't a CRP of sorts, and that makes these companies look like a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme. Rodan & Fields has set up our business to not be a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme. So when you're consistently investing in your business via your CRP, you can call it a business, and you can write that off in your taxes as well. I use my CRP to purchase my own products I want to use for samples for other people, and freebies that I might offer as an incentive for a new preferred customer or a new consultant, or just a thank you to somebody. Pulse. This is your back-end part of your .com site. This is where you run auto shipment reports to see who your preferred customers are that are coming up for auto shipments in the next month. This is where you edit your CRP, get product training in the business development library, print PC Perks order forms, which you really should have with you at all times, return forms, and a ton of other resources that you literally could get lost in. In Pulse, you can also run other reports. My favorite is under the Performance tab, and it's called Vital Signs. It basically lets me know where every consultant is with regards to their sales volume, or their CRP, and their PSQV, Preferred Customer Volume or Consultant, new consultant signups. If a team member has 1,000 in PSQV and doesn't have their sales volume met for the month, I often will reach out and let them know, but don't count on this. As teams grow, things get missed, and it's really your responsibility to check. You don't want to leave money on the table. PSQV, Personally Sponsored Qualifying Volume. This is the volume you get from signing up new preferred customers and new consultants, and if you have sponsored consultants, their CRP also goes here. You can see that if you had 6 consultants and each of them ordered 100 in their CRP, 80 being products and 20 being their Pulse subscription, then you would hit EC automatically from that alone. Retail. All retail sales, not preferred customer orders, go into your sales volume or your SV. If you don't need anything in a month for yourself or for incentives, you can also meet your sales volume requirement by selling something retail. You do make money off retail sales, but you don't earn commission if you were at or above EC. For example, if you sold a redefined regimen at a retail cost of $193, you make the difference between retail and wholesale costs, which is $145. So that's $48 that you made if you sold it retail. If you sold that same redefined regimen at a preferred customer price of $174, you make the difference between the preferred customer price and the wholesale price, which is $29, and you make 10% commission, which is $17. And once you hit the 600 PSQV mark, you get an additional 5% commission, which is $8.50, totaling $54.50. So you make a little bit more money when you sign people up as preferred customers, but the big deal is that you're signing yourself up for a residual income that's ongoing over time. So preferred customers is the way to go. It's better for them too. The standards of excellence that we all strive for as new consultants with PSQV is 600 by the 6th, 1,500 by the 15th, and 3,000 by the 30th, or the last day of the month. Don't let these numbers hold you back, but definitely strive for them. With residual sales, it's totally doable in a really short period of time. I always tell my new consultants that they're going to make about 30% of their PSQV in their paycheck. So if you have 1,000 in PSQV of preferred customer sales, you're going to make about $330. But remember, they're going to order again, so you'll make money over and over. So there's a lot more details about Pulse and BBLs and all those kinds of things, but like I said, this is a 14-day training for new consultants, and we really want to give you the basics so that you can start moving forward. You don't want to get caught up in too many of the details, but I'm hoping it was helpful for you. So your homework is going to be to schedule 2 BBLs. Try and do 2 this month in August, but do at least 1. And create invitations for them. And remember, the Communications Corner has free invitations, and Facebook has free events that you can create. Following up and reminding is key. So once you send those invitations out, you have to follow up. Thanks for coming. I'm so glad you're coming. Oh, I hope you can come, etc. You can follow up with Facebook messages, texts, emails, phone calls, but follow up. Number 2, schedule an around the horn to meet your upline. These take 5 minutes and are great because they give you an opportunity to meet somebody else that can also help you. So an around the horn is basically just a get to know you kind of talk, where you and your upline and somebody else maybe that you're interested in getting to know a little bit can do a little 3-way call, but it's really a just get to know you and find out what your goals are and how can we help you. So schedule one of those. Number 3, print the BPPO handout from the file section that I'm going to put in there, and print it out and check it out. And now there's a lot of information under those different categories of BPPO, but you don't have to say them all. You can just make it your own and keep practicing it, and it will come. Watch the team give BizOp overview, BPPO overview, and listen to it. It's really helpful. And number 5, post 2 Facebook posts this in the next couple days. You can do a makeover Monday and a transformation Tuesday. But just basically do it before our next session on Wednesday. And remember, let us know on the page if you've done that so we can hop over and give your post some love. All right, that's it for session 2. See you next time.